When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching Septum Sin vs. the World. I'm Septum Sin. Today, we're going to be talking about something momentous, something amazing, and something that I think is personally unheard of. There's only one other event that could probably happen that would strike me as much as it has been this day. And I'll talk about that in another video. If you haven't, check out our pickups video for our Sailor Moon details. Well, I managed to get a legit copy of Out and About, the movie. Of course, if you want to hear the whole story about how this came across and how it came to be, you have to really start with the pickup video where I showed my homemade copy. And our recent pickup video where I display this shiny new copy. So let's talk about the DVD itself. I'm going to talk about the differences between my version and the official version, just because my version does have a few differences of special features that I put in. With this one, I had a couple of special features that I added. Mainly it was the ramping up videos that were on YouTube. This contains the edited YouTube version, and I also got the Cool Duder video where it shows his portion of the trip. And it has some cool stuff in there. If you haven't seen this, if you've been watching your copy here and you want some extra insight, you should check out the channel around that time, and Cool Duder's part of the channel around that time, because it shows some things like how he arrived early and just a couple of interesting insights that you don't quite get. But otherwise, this has some very interesting special features. On disc 1, you have a couple of extra scenes, a little bit of extra out and about, and you got the trailer. On the second disc, you have the same special features plus a commentary. I enjoyed the commentary, but if you are not so psyched about the commentary, he's got a 2-disc and a 1-disc version. Go for the 1-disc version. If you're not interested in the commentary, you're not missing anything. This movie was his original take on, well, just doing an official Out and About movie. What Movie One's channel is a DVD and movie collecting channel, much like our own. Matter of fact, he was one of the inspirations for this channel. So, one of the big ones, and I still to this day consider him, Cool Duder, and a handful of others really instrumental in us continuing what we do, and us starting what we do, and how we are today. But he has these little collecting segments where he's out in the community and looking for movies and doing some, and of course later on it's doing some crazy stuff, and those segments were called Out and About. So he apparently got some extra money, and it got a cattail in here. That's the problem. When I do these reviews, I do not lock up the cat. I get him high on catnip and put him in the on the porch during our regular recording sessions, but I can't keep doing that. I'm not going to get him on a habit, He's already sitting at the porch going, huh? But this particular one, he had gotten some extra money from a contest, and he decided, we're going to make a movie. So himself, his friend Gabe, and Cool Duder all got together and went to Vegas for a glorious trip, and this chronicles their adventures in the big city. So let's talk about the good. Now, I really liked the second Out and About movie, and we'll talk about my comparisons at the end of this. And this has a lot of similarities to that. This one feels like a film to me. I mean, it's about 80 some minutes, so it's got a good length to it, and for the most part keeps up pretty good pacing. I really enjoyed the interactions between the three. You get to have a little bit of drama, you get to have some comedy, you get to have all these fun moments throughout, and you can tell the closeness of the relationships between all the characters in this. So it really was cool. I really like the scene where Wet Movie 1 and Sean kind of get lost in one of the hotels, which is kind of neat. And there were some really fun shots that were done here. The great thing about the visuals, when I'm comparing these two, really, the visual on here is just YouTube quality. It's not so good, but the visual here got cleaned up a little bit. And I know you had said that Blu-ray might not really do much for it, but I wonder if we had a lot of know-how and we could do some cleaning up, I wonder if Blu-ray would actually make this even clearer. But I guess we will never know. I really enjoyed a lot of the music there. He had a couple of his own tracks. I used a couple of tracks that you can use as Easter eggs. Just listen out and see what you hear, especially if you're a YouTube viewer. And just in general, it has an overall fun film. This is a highly entertaining film. If you enjoyed films like The Hangover, things like that where they have sort of that raunchy comedy aspect, you'll enjoy this. Now, with that being said, negatives, well, again, if you're not a fan of really raunchy comedy, you're probably not going to be a fan of these. I hate to say it, but, you know, that's just how it is. Especially this one. Especially the unedited version. There is some definite nudity in this one that is not in this one. And, awkward. Am I glad I got to see it? Yes. Do I think that a person who is looking for maybe high art is going to love this? No, probably not. You gotta go with what it is. At the same time, there were a couple of awkward moments, like when there was kind of a disagreement and a fight between Gabe and Cool Mover and Wet Movie, and that kind of made things awkward for a short time. But I think it's kind of a double thing because it added a little bit of extra drama in the film. So it's kind of hard to say whether it's a detriment or not. I listened to some people talk about it. I like to try and listen to some reviews and people who've talked about it before. Some felt it dragged a little bit at points. I didn't really feel that, but again, and you know me, I talk about pacing issues all the time, but I didn't feel it in this one. So, looking at this as a whole, one, what would I rate it? I'd rate them both about the same. I would give Out and About the movie a 7 out of 10. If you like raunchy movies, if you enjoy YouTube videos, you're going to get the best of both worlds from this film. And right now, he still has copies. So go over to the site and get them, because once they're gone, they're gone. You can even get both movies if you want to back to back. I have both movies. I'm glad I own both movies, and I'm really glad I finally have a copy of this. So, a couple of final thoughts. If you had a choice between a hard copy of the edited or unedited version, which one would you grab? To me, not enough difference to tell. If you want less editing, go for this. If you're the kind who wants less nudity, go for this. But you can't get that on hard copy. You'd have to make your own. So, while it's available, I'd still go for this. As far as differences between this one and the second movie, because there are many of you who probably haven't seen this, or the unedited version at least of this, but have seen the second movie, there are a couple of things. Actually, there's a part of me that, though I rated the second movie higher at the end of the day, I would still say that I have a little bit more love for this at the end of the day, because it feels more like a movie. The second one had more plot focus, had a lot better shots, had a bit more quality as far as the filmmaking aspects are concerned, but I still feel like this felt like more of a film. Still, the second one edges out mainly just because of the quality of filmmaking. But if you can, get both. Because, in my opinion, they're both worth a good checkout. And it's worth everything I did to get it. Again, if you want to know why or how things went about, you can check out the pickup video where I talk about this a little bit more. Any case, what are your thoughts about Out and About the movie? If you watch What Movie One, what is your favorite What Movie One moment? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, if you haven't checked them out, what are you doing? Watching this channel. Check him out. We'll see you on the next one. Greetings, and welcome to the YouTube shoutout portion of this video. Today we're going to be talking about Drunken Master Studios. I swear I thought I covered this before, but I'm remedying that today because I think this is a channel worth a YouTube shoutout. Drunken Master Studios, I was introduced to when I was watching the Rebel Gaming Club. I actually had a choice when I was wearing this today. I said, yeah, I'm going to talk about him today because I have a hard time dissociating him from the Rebel Gaming Club. That was how I was introduced. Mosley was introduced there through the game review portions of the episodes. These were very fun, laid-back reviews. I really enjoyed them. I loved the segments, and when I found out he had his own channel, I had to check it out. I look at most of the Rebel Gaming Club's all the members like individual channels, but this one I tended to look at a bit more because this production was a little bit more regular than some of the others. And this channel covers a lot of different topics. Sometimes I feel that the channel has a bit of an identity crisis, but a lot, and the only drawback to that is there's so much fun stuff that I want to get more of some things. Like when he was doing the Fangoria read sections, I really liked that, and I was sad that I didn't get more of that. But he does some really cool stuff on there. Some video game related materials, music related, movie related. A lot of the movies he covers I have not heard of, and I try to hear of everything that I can movie related. So any channel that can bring up movies that I don't know much about, that's something I'm right on. And with Light and Shadow kind of going dormant for a while he's working on his projects, this is even more necessary because that was my previous source of trying to find information on films that I normally don't catch. He brings that laid-back style and a cool retro feel. Most of his stuff's done in black and white. He uses a lot of cool filters. There's a lot more filmmaking prowess than you see over on this channel. Don't leave us. And also, he has been joining us on Inside Movies Galore for a lot of our discussions. Great addition to the team, which is another reason why I should have had this a long time ago. I'm sorry, dude. I should have covered your stuff a little bit earlier, but if you haven't, you need to check him out if any of the stuff I've said has sparked your interest. Well, in any case, this has been the YouTube shout-out portion of our video. I hope you've enjoyed. Like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.